Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Priscilla. I'm the Soul Alignment Specialist. If you're new here, welcome. I am a psychic medium, a conduit for the divine. I channel everything that I do, and I'm also a spiritual mentor. So my mission in life is to really help you alchemize and get into alignment in every area of your life so you can be in alignment with your soul. So this is going to be Aquarius's reading for March. Aquarius, my beautiful Aquarius, my mom's an Aquarius. You watery, sensitive, beautiful beings. Let's see what March has in store for you. And from here, I'm gonna say thank you to and call in Infinite Spirit. Thank you for allowing me to be a divine guide and light of only the highest and best to bring through whatever my beautiful Aquarius babes need to hear for their month of March. All right, let's get into it. Okay, Spirit, what do my Aquarius babes have to look forward to this month? What does March have in store? The Daughter of Swords. So you all are Aquarius. I'm seeing that you guys are doing and seeing things in a different way. You're seeing things from a new perspective, maybe broadening your perspective a bit, being able to really, you're learning how to fine tune and decipher accordingly and energetically what is meant for you and what is not. You're seeing where maybe you have allowed yourself to fall under the guise of societal programming or the shoulds in life, and now you're beginning to really kind of separate from that and move into your own resonance and your own guidance, and really attuning to that frequency of your own internal truth. And so that's what I'm seeing here. It's like you're getting these little like pops of inspiration and intuitive hits, and you're learning how to really be deciphering and understand how to utilize that accordingly, and how to really work with your intuition and the intuitive guidance that you're getting. So that's really beautiful. It's interesting because I think our whole lives and on the spiritual journey, we do really have to, we're taught a lot and we take in a lot from what has come through and down our family lineage. And then we spend the rest of our life on the spiritual journey trying to unlearn that stuff, to relearn how to be the truest version of ourselves. And I feel like that's where you guys are at this month. You're really attuning and fine-tuning into that frequency of you. Beautiful. Okay, and so what lessons are my Aquariuses learning this month? We got the Empress and the Six of Wands. Yeah, so you're learning how to be this, again, standing on your own, being in your own strength in the sense of your intuition, your internal knowledge, your instincts. You're really owning that in this Empress card. The Empress is really eminent of listening to your intuition, adhering to your divine guidance, and then standing really strong in who that is. So you're coming out of this dark place, out of that like societal programming, right? And this like rainbow is blooming as, you know, these wands or swords have fallen, and it's like you're gaining momentum as you move forward further in this newfound sense of freedom, in this fine-tuning that you're doing, which is really, really beautiful. What I'm getting right now too is that the stronger you stand in your container of acknowledging who you are at your core, right? The core essence of who you are, not who you've learned to be, but feeling for that resonance on a daily basis and getting in tune with that as you do that, more and more of the old paradigm, more and more of the old ideology and the learned behaviors, the old programs, all that stuff is just going to fade away, and it's going to be this like dawning of a new day. I feel like you guys are moving through a lot. We are also in Pisces season, which is the end of the zodiac calendar, so there's a lot of closure happening, a lot of endings and whatnot. And so just know that from here, as we shift into Aries season at the beginning, or I'm sorry, around the 20th to the 22nd of March, end of March, you will be shifting and really gaining traction as we enter into the beginning of the zodiac. So everything that is finding closure right now, just know that it's meant to be, and listen to your divine guidance. Really be in tune with that. Hold that frequency of strength in who you are and what your instincts and intuition is bringing you, okay? So that's what you have to learn, is how to really hold strong to these new frequencies, these new energies that you're working with, because so much goodness and so much light is going to come from that in your life, okay? And so what is the divine guidance, please, Spirit, for my Aquarius babes? Can we get some divine guidance for them this month? Yeah, the Mother of Wands and the Daughter of Cups. Okay, so with this Mother of Wands, it's like protection, protecting yourself in the sense of protecting this new knowledge, protecting this like new way of being with everything you've got, like really owning that and protecting it, and not letting anybody else's judgments or ideas or ways of doing things let you shift in that frequency, okay? And so with this Daughter of Cups, you're also opening up to a new sense of love, a new sense of honoring yourself and your filling your cup, giving to yourself first, right? You're really striking this chord with this new way of self-love and self-resilience and self-reliance, which I think is really, really beautiful. But there is this energy of protection that has to happen. So continue to fill your cup, continue to align with what feels good. If you can see here, the shadow is all the rainbow colors. And so what I'm getting to is almost like the chakra systems. They say Roy G. Biv, right? And it goes red, orange, yellow, green, indigo, green, blue, indigo, and violet. That's Roy G. Biv, right? The little acronym for it. But it's like you're aligning on a completely different scale energetically, right? And so that's what's needing protection here. Your alignment to who you are and your alignment to your essence, right? Your truth. And so if you are looking or seeking guidance outside yourself, wait for it to land as true before you take it in. Don't just take what somebody says and ingest it and embody it and regurgitate it, right? Like, don't just utilize whatever that is, you know? If somebody's giving you unsolicited advice, you know, if it doesn't feel good, don't take it. Just like this reading, if it doesn't resonate, if there's a part of this that doesn't resonate, it wasn't meant for you. But the parts that do resonate as truth were meant for you. So be conscientious and I don't even want to say cautious, but conscientious and really thorough when you're asking for outside support or seeking outside support, because you internally already know. So when you're using that intuition and instinct and you're letting things land in your body, I like to say your INS, your internal navigation system, like your heart is your compass and your body is your best barometer. Your body will always tell you yes or no. A yes will feel really expansive. It'll feel light. All of your cells and everything just kind of lights up. All the hairs will stand up on end, and it's like excitement and scary all at the same time, right? And then a no will feel like something will tighten, like your throat will close up, your stomach will turn, your neck might get tight, you might clench your jaw. So pay attention to what happens in your body when you're asking questions or listening to somebody or something. And if it lands as truth, it'll feel like this resonant chord and just be like these like ahas, like, yeah, that just hit different, and it hit me so deep that it was like, that was just a yes, you know? So really pay attention to what those are for you. That's going to be your guidance. That's going to be your protection, that way of protecting this new alignment that you have stepped into, Aquarius. This is so beautiful. Okay, and so what is the overall energies that you're going to be working through this month? Ooh, we got quite a few cards. Hold on one second, because some of these went flying underneath here. Okay, let's see. So we got the Ace of Pentacles, the Father of Cups reversed, the Five of Wands upright, and then the Devil reversed. First of all, the Devil, I just want to discuss this for a second. The Devil's never a negative card. This is actually really beautiful seeing this reverse, because you're coming out of these old energies, these energies that were not serving you. You're coming out of maybe stuff that was really superficial, you know, superficial relationships, conversations. Like, you're just done with the superficiality. It's like you want to go deep. You want things that are meaningful in your life. You want things that resonate with your truth, right? That are in alignment with your soul, that feel good to you on such a soulful, deep level that everything in you wants to say yes, right? You're wanting this to be the stage of your life where it's either a fuck yes or a no. And so you're walking away from the things that don't feel good. You're walking away from the things that don't resonate. You're walking away from the things and learning, and the strength of, you know, not wearing a mask, not being focused on the superficiality of just making money. It's like you want to live a purpose-driven life, right? So you're coming out of that and into new beginnings in your physical reality. And so with this Ace of Pentacles, this new physical reality that's coming into being, just know that again, here's that Father of Cups reversed, and then the Five of Wands. You're going to have to do things differently. You're going to have to work for it. It's not just going to change overnight, right? That's that protection piece. Like, you have to keep choosing and tuning in and thinking about the things that are really good for you, the things that are really going to fill your cup, the things, like, you're learning how, at this Daughter of Cups, here, you're learning how to be in this alignment, right? And the Father of Cups, the King of Cups, he is complete alignment with his heart, body, soul. Like, he is there and he knows what he wants. And so you're coming up into this, you're working towards that right now. And so there's going to be like new choices that are being made. Changes is the number 5, right? So changes in your actions and the way that you show up in the world. You're changing on a very physical level, on an ethereal level, on a spiritual level, on a cellular level. Like, just know foundationally you're changing in a really big way to be in alignment with your heart. And so a lot of new is coming into your physical reality from here. So allow yourself to plant the seeds, allow yourself to let each little thing grow and take its time to grow. If you see here, there's like a star in the middle. And when you think about a trunk, it's like it comes up as this tiny little, you know, sprout from a seed, and it has to grow the rings year by year by year. It's like, this isn't something that happens overnight, right? Like, we have to let the unfoldment happen. We have to do the work and make the changes. And as we do that, as we step further and further away out of the superficiality, out of the old paradigm, the things that weren't working for us, the things that don't align to what feels good with our soul, that's this harnessing of this energy of learning how to be in complete alignment with your heart, with your heart's desires, and with what it is that your soul wants, because your heart is your direct connection to your soul. So look for new opportunities, new ways of doing things, and just like new starts in the physical reality for you, because you're in this new frequency. How beautiful, Aquarius. I love that for you. Okay, so from here, I'm going to pull an animal spirit card. for my beautiful Aquariuses. This can be an animal spirit that either that you can utilize this month and ask for spirit to bring you, to let you know you're on the right track, or to kind of like ping you to be in the right type of frequency according to what comes through, right? Or you can take this animal spirit and use it as animal medicine to embody, to help you navigate forward in this month according to what it is. Okay. So 3 cards fell out. I'm just going to take these. I'm getting the ping to take them. So you have the tarantula, the moth, and the frog. These are what came out for you. So when we think about, first off, I'm going to read the moth first. When we think about the moth, moths are more nocturnal and they move in at night, right? And they move toward the light. Everything in their life is towards the light. And so that's kind of the frequency that you're in. You're moving towards your own light and learning how to shine your light brighter in the world, right? And so even though this might kill them, that's what they do. They keep going towards the light. And so when we think about the light, we think about source energy. We think about the light within us and having that purpose-driven life, right? That is us really shining our light as brightly as possible when we are in sync with our divine essence, with our purpose, right? And so you can utilize the moth this month. If you see big, beautiful moths, just understand like that spirit letting you know, keep following your light, keep shining your light bright. You're moving in the right direction. When we think about butterflies too, I mean, moths and butterflies go from a caterpillar, and go into this pupusa stage, and they literally break down completely into mush and then re-emerge as this amazing flying insect creature that has these amazing markings on their wings, right? And so if moths and butterflies are not like the biggest, best, totem for change and transformation, just know you are literally going through a transformation. And when you think about the transformation that they have to go through as a caterpillar into the pupusa stage, into the cocoon, and they literally, their whole essence melts down to mush, to nothing, and then becomes recreated. So if you're in it right now and you're feeling like mush and like it's hurting and it's painful and whatever you're moving through, just know you're coming out of that in such an amazing way, completely transformed into a completely different version of yourself, right? So take that in and utilize that animal medicine this month, Aquarius. Then we also have the tarantula and the frog. I'm going to read the tarantula next. So tarantulas, as any spiders, tarantulas are actually one that does hunt. They don't just build a web and wait for their prey to come. So there's stuff that you're having to go out and actually do. There's stuff that you're having to quote unquote hunt for. There's the necessity to move, to transition, to go out and find right now during this month, which is kind of a beautiful thing. If you've been more sedentary, more in your divine feminine, this is going to be you kind of activating your divine masculine, getting more into the frequency of taking action, doing things differently, right? Like moving out in the world. And when we think about tarantulas, they're more of a desert insect. They are more in dry, arid climates. And so you may be feeling like you're in kind of a dry spell, and that may be monetarily or in love or in your career or, just abundance in general of what you're manifesting. But just know that if you're going out and you're taking inspired action and you're following your instincts and guidance, you're going to be led to exactly where you need to be. And that harvest or that food or that, abundance or whatever you're calling in or tapping into is going to manifest, but you have to kind of be on the hunt or on the prowl. You have to be taking that inspired action. Okay, what I'm saying too, don't get it confused with like pushing to make things happen, right? It needs to come from that inspired action. So you wait until your inspiration pings you. One way that I'll say this to give you guys reference is, so my dog Diego here, I just got a blue healer in January, and I could feel him coming in. I had moved out of my place where my other dog Priya had a little playmate, and when we moved out and I just had her alone, I didn't have a yard or another dog, a playmate for her to play with, she started getting really sad and depressed and lonely, and I could tell that she was slowing down a lot because she's 12, you know, but I could see this huge shift in her. And so I was like, ooh, is it time? I don't know if I'm ready for another dog. I don't know if I want another dog, but I was like, I feel like it's time, because it kept coming. And I had known for a long time that I wanted a blue healer. And so as I started to feel that energy over and over and over again, it was like my intuition nudging me, letting me know, touching, you know, the back of my head and being like, okay, here's a blue healer, here's a blue healer. I started seeing them everywhere. I would see like 4 of them a day. And then I was like, okay, I know it's just going to come to me. And literally the day after I said that, the next day I was walking her and I turned around and there was a blue healer standing next to her out of nowhere. I was like, where did you come from? You know? And so it was a dog that had gotten out, and I got it back inside its house after calling the number on the tag and everything. But with that being said, I just started to put feelers out, because I was like, it's time. And I started, so the universe will give you these signs, these synchronicities, will give you these breadcrumbs letting you know, okay, this is what we're asking you to do, right? And so I started to just open the channels and put feelers out. So I went on to adoption sites. I went on to, you know, I ran into somebody who had a blue healer, and they said that they got it on Australian cattle dog rescue website. So I went there, you know, I went on to other websites, and I just started putting feelers out. I wasn't making any moves yet. I wasn't ready to invest, but I knew that I wanted, one, for the dog to come to me, that I knew it was going to be mine when it was right. And then 2, I was very specific that I didn't want to have to pay for it. And 3, I kind of knew that that it was a boy, how old he was, and that he would have 1 blue eye, 1 brown eye. So I'm sitting in meditation one day, and then all of a sudden I get the ping in the middle of my meditation, like, get on the website now. And they told me which website, the Cattle Dog Rescue, and look in California, because I was planning a trip that was going to be cross country from Montana to Texas to California and back over winter break, right? And so when I got on, and he was about the 5th one down, he had 1 blue eye, 1 brown eye. It wasn't a good picture, but I messaged the guy anyways, and I asked if he was still available. Sure enough, he was, but somebody was coming to see him the next day. So long story short, I gave him a synopsis of who I was, where I lived, who his sister or little playmate would be, and then sent a little video. And as soon as I set the phone down, I had said, let me know either way. As soon as I set the phone down, I was like, that's my dog. And sure enough, the next day he messaged me and he was like, it didn't work out after everything you told me. I really want you to be the person that he goes home with, and it just feels right. Like, when are you coming here? And I said, well, I won't be there for another month. And they waited for me. They waited, and it was right. It was perfect. And he's been such a blessing, and they love each other now. And so that's what I'm saying. You have to wait for the inspired action. That was a long story, sorry, with a lot of detail, to give you that background into what it means to wait for inspired action, right? Really move when you're feeling the need to move and be on the hunt, right? But don't just do it to push. And the last animal spirit you had was the frog. With frogs, what's really interesting is they become, they're tadpoles at first. They swim and then they come out on land. They're malleable. They sing and they still swim. They're amphibians, right? They can breathe underwater. But they go from being a water animal to something that's on land. So just know, if you're in a dry spell, you're moving in different frequencies right now. And so in order to understand and learn and go through whatever transformation you're going to go through, things have to shift and change, that you have to be fluid and allow the dry spell and get through the dry spell, so that way you can get into the abundance and the flow again, right? It's like there's not one without the other. So this frog energy, when you think about it too, they use their tongues to get their prey or their food, their insects, right? And so you just have to sit there and kind of wait sometimes until that opportunity comes along. Then you have to go out and strike and get it, you know? That's the hunt. That's where you want to be in that inspired action. I love how all that just like intermeshed so perfectly to what I was saying with the with the tarantula. Okay, so I'm gonna pull an oracle card for you all now. Okay, Spirit, what oracle message do you have for my beautiful Aquariuses to help them navigate further into this journey? Crossing fate. I love this. So one thing with fate, and when we think about fate and destiny, it's like what's destined for you, what's meant for you cannot miss you. Like it will keep coming if it's something that is necessary for you. So let's say you miss one of those inspired actions. Let's say you sit on it too long and you feel like the door closes. Like if that's meant for you, you're gonna get another opportunity for it. It's gonna keep tapping and knocking and then bulldoze you over, like letting you know, no, this is meant for you. Like this is yours. It's time to take it, right? So we're at this threshold. You guys are at Aquarius, you're at this threshold where if you're paying attention, if you're utilizing and staying in alignment with these new refined frequencies and your energy in this way, that you're understanding how to really own your truth and then step forward based on inspired action, go out and get the opportunities that you're needing. You're in this in-between phase of like learning how to cross fate, how to administer and understand what is meant for you, right? And so let me see if I can get a clarifier. Can I get a clarifier here or another message to kind of clarify this a little bit more, please, Spirit? Okay, we got a few cards here. Okay, so you got the roots, lover's way, cosmic thread, divine feminine, and smoke screens. So yeah, what's meant for you, like, is like, if you look at this, it looks like there's a big eye in the middle, right? That's just like the eye of what's meant for you is on you. What you seek is seeking you. And just know that once your roots are settled, once you understand who you are and what you want, and you are in that place of full knowing, and you've grown your roots and you're strong in that new foundation, that's when this cosmic thread comes in, right? This cosmic thread comes in and connects you to the things that are in alignment with your heart. This lover's way. I mean, when we think about lovers and crossing fate, it's like people come into your life for a reason. It may be for a season or a reason, but if you're in a deep committed relationship or a deep love or some sort of soul connection, that's fate, right? That's destined. There was some soul contract that was meant to be ahead of time for you to come together and reconvene in this lifetime, right? And so this cosmic thread runs through everything. And so understanding that, we have to be able to see past the smoke screens. We have to be able to understand what is a mask, what's not meant for us. This is that understanding and that like Mother of Wands, that protection against the things that don't feel resonant anymore, the things that don't feel true to us anymore, right? Noticing what's a smoke screen and trusting that divine feminine instinct and intuition, right? Because that's all the divine feminine is, your instinct and intuition, receiving, being in that receptive mode. So understanding you are balancing this divine feminine and masculine of receiving and being, but you're also having to do and take action, right? That's that crossing fate and snapping up those opportunities when they come to you. When something comes knocking, you feel whether or not that's what's meant for you or not. Know that there's a cosmic thread that's bringing that in. It might be a test. Yeah, it might be a test. It might be the smoke screen to see if you'll settle for whatever that old thing was again, or that cosmic thread, that lover's way, that destined path, right? So be deciphering, Aquarius, be deciphering. This is so beautiful. I'm so happy I pulled those extra clarifiers, because that really solidified that message. And the last card I'm going to pull for you all is going to be a moon card. Just energetically, what do my beautiful Aquariuses need to be holding energetically? Yeah, beginning and fruition. You're stepping into a new beginning completely. You're stepping through this threshold into a life of total fruition, into having everything you want. But what comes with it is seeing beyond the veil, beyond the mask, right? Understanding what's meant for you, what's not, and that you have limitless possibilities at your fingertips. You know, you're walking into something so new. This is a whole new way of being, a whole new life that you're stepping into, Aquarius. And I love this for you. How exciting. All right, well, I hope this was helpful. If it was, please like and subscribe to the channel, and also share this with a fellow Aquarius, and make sure to watch your rising and moon sign as well to get the fullest overview of what March has in store for you all. Okay, love you guys. Peace. Have a great rest of the month.